Welcome to this second supplemental lesson on Villa-Lobos' 12 Etudes. Grab yourself a cup of joe or some tea or milk or whatever it is that you need to wet your whistle, and let's dive in and check out why you should learn Etude number 8 first out of the second half of these Etudes. Alrighty, welcome to the next set of Etudes. We've already gone through the first 6, we're now looking at the next 6. There is a clear demarcation here between 1 to 6 and 7 to 12. 1 to 6 are the ramp up, they are more technique focused etudes. 7 to 12 are more music focused etudes and have way more challenges in terms of what it's asking from a technique. There is obviously still a technique aspect to it, but for the most part, Villa-Lobos has concentrated on writing challenging concert level music. So I'm going to tell you straight away, you need to start with Etude number 8 out of the set. It is the easiest of the bunch and it will help you ramp up into number 7. And then from that point you can either choose 9 and 10 or 11 and 12. The two go together as a set. Number 8 is a graded exam piece and I think it comes in at grade 8 if I remember correctly, so it is a great starter piece. It has everything that you're going to encounter in the next set of etudes after it. We have chords, we have classical guitar texture with melody having to be popped out above the bass and accompaniment. We have some scale runs and we have some legato. We also have some really good right hand sextuplet work there. Number 8 is a fantastic entry into the advanced etudes of Villa-Lobos. After that, I would suggest you hit number 7. Number 7 is the queen of this series of sets, just like Etude number 1 was the king of the first series. Using number 7, you can practice pretty much most of your technique. Apart from tremolo, you can practice most of your technique, but number 7's main focus is going to be scales and fast scales, so being able to get up to speed and playing fast. It is also going to be about a melody and accompaniment because it has that wonderful central section with the melody. It has trills, left-hand trills, along with some really challenging chords. And again, we see the whole tone scale pop up as well. So number 7 can be broken down and busted up into a load of little micro studies to really work your technique. You don't need to play through all of it. After that, it really depends on how you want to focus things. 9 and 10 are the same idea, just represented in a different way. So we have chords and slurs. I would go number 9 first and then number 10 because number 10 does take the slurs to a new level and really pushes your left hand technique because you're going to be slurring across all 6 strings onto open strings, which is quite a challenging thing to do. Then we have chords, we also have polyrhythms and all of that go along with it. So 9 and 10 are a unit if you want to work on chords. The back two, 11 and 12, are concert level pieces. They are music, they are challenging and they are fantastic. I would suggest that if there is just one other study that you learn from this set of 6, it is number 11. Number 11 has everything in it, including something new, where we see Villa-Lobos taking the tremolo idea and moving it into arpeggios. So it is a fantastic etude, and it has a very evocative cello opening. Villa-Lobos' great love, the cello. Number 12 is a fully modern piece and it just takes a series of chords and moves them across the fretboard with open strings like what we saw in Etude number 1 all the way back at the beginning. So within this set of 6 there is a lot to digest. Number 8 will move into number 7 and then number 7 you can either go into 9 and 10 if you want some legato work, or you could head straight to 11 and 12. Alrighty, Etude number 7. Etude number 7 has 3 sections to it. The first section is all scale focused. The second section is melody and accompaniment, so classical guitar texture. And the third section is whole tone chords with trills. Each one of them has its own technique that you will need to master, and each one of them has a musical idea associated to it. Again, we see all the hallmarks of Villa-Lobos as musical language: high notes against open strings, chords, whole tone scales, and then obviously a lovely big chunk of scale work as well. This is the first real big scale practice etude. This etude is used generally for you to learn to speed up your IM or IA fingers. Pick one of them and just dig in and start to use it in speed bursts. I've already done a series of videos on how to use the scales at the front of etude number 7 to make yourself play faster, because it will help you, guaranteed, every time if you follow it. The link is going to pop up now. Let's check out number 8. Alrighty, etude number 8. Etude number 8 is more of a musical focused etude, and we have, again, 3 sections, just smaller sections. Dyads into classical guitar texture into right hand sextuplets with a little bit of a bridge in there. Etude number 8 is going to help you work on your legato phrasing and being able to play on bass strings. So it's fantastic for that, especially the opening. The second section is going to help you build on your technique of being able to bring your melody up and out of the texture. The third section is all about that right hand sextuplet, so being able to do speed bursts. It is a fantastic miniature study and will help you dive into etude number 7. Let's look at etude number 9. Etude number 9. In many ways, etude number 9 mirrors etude 6. We have a set series of chord shapes which are played static in the first half and then dynamically changed in the second half. In this case, we have broken melody style in the first half into a wonderful set of ornaments in the second half with slurs. This etude is going to help you with half barring and with getting your little finger and your left hand really, really strong on the fretboard, so equal strength. We do have some scale work in here as well, but only a very, very tiny bit. It is mainly focused on right hand control, so being able to separate the bass from the accompaniment, and then left hand slurs. This is a fantastic etude. I really love the opening chords. They are wonderful and very, very evocative, so it is worthwhile checking out. This etude also leads nicely into the next one, number 10. Alrighty, etude 10. 2 sections to this and 2 main ideas. We have a polyrhythmic chordal introduction. It is a very agitated, violent opening to this study. It then moves into a wonderful lyrical slurred second section. What are you going to get out of this? You are going to get right hand fine control, again, which you already started in the previous study. And then you are going to get, there's no doubt about it, fantastic left hand equal strength. The slurs in this study are another level and are going to really work your left hand. It's left hand with fixed fingers as well, so it's not just left hand that's on its own. Again, it's a very classical guitar texture, and you need to be able to move your fingers independently, so you're going to get left hand independence out of this as well. The opening is wonderful, it's very polyrhythmic. You're going to have to work triplets against quavers, so there is a 3-2 polyrhythm happening there, very much based in Brazilian music. Generally speaking, of the set, numbers 10, 11 and 12 are known as jungle music due to the inherent violence that is in the music. The music here is very much rooted in Brazil and its environment. Hi, quick intermission here, just to let you know that there is a ton of new content coming your way on this guitar channel. If you're enjoying the 6-string inspiration, please consider subscribing to the channel. It'll really help out and you will get in on the news first. The content coming your way is Dian's, it's Koshkin, it's more Villa-Lobos, along with some classics like Tarraga, Soul, and the oldies goldies. For the most part, I'm focusing on music that is challenging and that a lot of people haven't put videos out on, but I know that you guys want to learn. Intermission over, let's dive back in and check out the rest of this Villa-Lobos Etude video. Etude number 11. Right, Etude number 11 is wonderful. It's musical. It's based on a cello melody. It has the most beautiful opening of all the etudes, I think. And it's the one that when most people hear that opening want to learn. However, it ramps up quite quickly. We have 3 sections again to this etude. So the second section is all about diads, moving across the fretboard, taking what you learnt in Etude number 8 and moving it a little bit further into more advanced territory. Then we have that middle section with its tremolo-like arpeggios with a moving bassline melody. Very Villa-Lobos, goes all the way back to those first couple of etudes in the set. So it is Villa-Lobos now, pushing the boundaries of what is musically possible on the guitar. This is a fantastic etude. You are going to learn loads from it, and it is going to push your technique. There is no two ways about it, so it is worth learning. Added to which, after all of that, you still have to make this musical because it is one of the most musical studies in the set. So you will need to work hard to really express and shape the phrases. This is a fantastic etude just for that. Let's check out number 12, the final one. Last but not least, etude number 12. Here we have a full-on pushing out of the boundaries of music. Villa-Lobos is really trying to do something new and exciting on the guitar. Fantastic for us, especially as we didn't have a lot of modern music around at the time. We have a couple of chord shapes shifted across the fretboard in a triplet fashion. We have a second section with diminished scale runs across open strings, again very Villa-Lobos, and moved in sequence up and down. And finally we have the third section where Villa-Lobos is doing a brand new technique, tenor bass melody against a bass line. All of them are going to require that you have a solid technique under your hands. Number 11 will help you with the third section of number 12. The first section of number 12, there is no other precedence for it. Villa-Lobos has just pushed his ideas out. So that is on its own. The second section you can find quite a bit of in the earlier studies. The main thing is, without this study, we really wouldn't get something like Sonata Opus 42 by Hinastero, where we have the culmination of Villa-Lobos' ideas in Etude number 12 and 11 all pushed out into where it could really go from a modern music perspective. Okay, so just to recap, in order, it should be Etude number 8, then number 7, and then depending on where you want to go, 9 and 10 for chords and slow work, or 11 and 12 for advanced music and advanced techniques. That is the order I suggest you learn the second half of Villa-Lobos' 12 etudes. Hopefully you have had a look at them, hopefully you've played through some of them. If you're working your way through the Villa-Lobos 12 and 12 challenge, please keep going. I have another video coming up that's a supplemental for this, which is going to help you to play all 12 of them. Believe it or not, all 12 of them in a day. It is possible. So that'll probably pop up near the end here. Hopefully this has helped give you an insight into Villa-Lobos' last set of 6 etudes. All of this has been hosted by classicalguitarrocks.com, so if you want to head over there, there are still free lessons available and free downloads. I am still working my way through the Villa-Lobos 12 and 12 challenge for those that want to learn all 12 etudes. If you do, grab yourself some 6-string inspiration today from classicalguitarrocks.com.